Today I want to discuss what makes our iPhone repair service different from the service offered by many other shops. We don't use refurbished screens. We only use new LCDs with new touchscreen digitizers. This differs from a current trend of using refurbished LCDs with a new touchscreen. The thing is, the LCD, 99% of the time when you crack your phone, still works. You can still see the picture. So one example here. This is a broken iPhone screen. It's broken, but as you can see, the Apple still shows up and is clearly legible. So the LCD still works, it's only the touchscreen that's broken. Now the thing is, the cost difference between replacing the glass versus replacing the entire assembly is very low, but there's a lot of work involved. So most businesses will just replace the entire assembly. This leaves them, like mine, with a box filled with broken parts. But these LCDs are all still good. So what refurbishers will do is they'll go from store to store, just like door-to-door salesmen, and say, I will buy these off of you for $3 or $4 or $5 or $6 or $7, or for 10 or 15 bucks, I will refurbish these all for you. This benefits the repair shop in two ways. The first is, instead of spending anywhere from $28 to $40 for an original new screen for the 4S, or anywhere from $68 to $100 for a new screen for the 5, they can now spend $11 to $20 for the 4 and the 4S, or $40 to $60 for the 5, and get a part that looks and works just as good. The second is that it's an actual original LCD. It's really hard to get original LCDs, especially for phones that are no longer produced. And a lot of new players to this industry don't really know where to find these parts. So they'll buy parts that are copy LCDs that don't look as good, and the customer will say, this doesn't look like the original. Well, if you have a part like this that's been refurbished from an original, you know it's the original LCD because it came out of a broken iPhone. So you'll have a part that looks just as good, and it's cheaper. Now, the problem with these is that they don't last as long as a new LCD. While the LCD actually functions and works fine, and this will look perfect to a customer once you replace this front cracked touchscreen, this LCD itself came out of an iPhone 4 from AT&T that is 3 years old. When I took this screen out of the phone, I was in a hurry, and since this part is trash, I kind of ripped it out of the phone. And then when I was done with it, I threw it in that bin like that. I didn't really care because this is a junk part. And the more phone repair shops I go to, the more I notice that they don't treat the broken part they're taking out of the phone very nicely. And neither does the customer. So what this means is that unlike the new LCD, that costs a little bit more money, this has a very, very higher likelihood of failing prematurely. Meaning that 30, 60, 90 days into the repair, you'll look at your phone and the screen will be flickering, even though you haven't really dropped it. The reason this is happening is because the screen has been dropped and beaten to hell for many, many years prior to it being put in your phone. And you'll never notice it because the front touchscreen will be refurbished. The only part that will seem refurbished is the LCD. And that's the back part. As you can see, it's very, very scratched here. And now that's the part that is being hidden from you because it's installed in the phone like this. So when you have service done here, it may cost a little bit more money, but you are getting a new LCD, which allows us to have a 1-year warranty against defects. You may be able to spend $5 less somewhere else, but I want you to think really, really hard about where the LCD from your phone came from. Nobody is actually going to tell you the truth when you ask, and when you see a screen on Amazon or eBay for $19 or $25 in free shipping, I want you to think really, really hard before you buy this thing about where it came from, because this refurbishing is so good that you'll never ever be able to tell until the thing fails about 2 weeks into your repair and your warranty is up that you got a broken refurbished screen. Don't let somebody put a screen into your phone that somebody like me has done this to, because I do sell these things. I do sell my broken screens to people who will buy them. Am I going to be using these things? Hell no. But am I going to not take the money? Why not? I don't care that I'm throwing these things at the wall over and over again before I do that. Now, these screens that I'm using for an example, these screens that I'm literally throwing at the wall in this video, I'm actually going to take that screen and put it back into my box. And I'm going to sell that screen to a refurbisher for $4 to $7. And he's never going to know that I actually used the screen as an example in a video that I was throwing it at a wall. And that screen may very well be what the guy who's $5 or $10 cheaper than me is actually putting into your phone.